Hey guys, and welcome back, QualityShot Tennis. Today we've got the matchup in Beijing between Carlos Alcaraz and Tallon Griekspoor, the talented Tallon. One of the most talented players, in my opinion, uh, outside the top 20 in the world versus probably the most talented player in the world. It's a fun matchup. Excited to see how Alcaraz looks in Beijing. Alcaraz lost in the semifinals here last year to Yannick Sinner. That was 7-6, 6-1. Really, that I think to most people felt like the start of Carlos's kind of disappointing part of the year last year, particularly that second set. Some people could point to the semifinals of the U.S. Open, but I think it really became apparent in Beijing that Alcaraz's season kind of dipped for the worse. So I think Alcaraz is going to really hope in this tournament that he can keep up the level and have a much better end to the season. But yeah, how are you guys doing? Yo. I'm glad that I'm streaming again, doing this. I know I need a haircut. Oh, look. I'm looking at myself on cam. I know I need a haircut. But anyway, we're doing this. How are you guys doing? Alcaraz versus Griekspoor. It is early for me. It's like 7 in the morning, but I decided to do an early morning stream. These two have played before. And it is 4-1 for Carlos. Gonna pull up their head-to-head. Alcaraz, to most people, or to a lot of people, feels like the best player in the world. Like if you were to ask somebody who's the best player in the world, they'd say Alcaraz. Other people would say Sinner, which is a good answer as well. Sinner is a great answer. But a lot of people feel like Alcaraz is, I mean, everybody feels like Alcaraz is at least one of the best players in the world. The head-to-head is 3-0 in ATP level matches. They played in the Olympics, which Carlos won 6-1, 7-6. They played last year at Indian Wells. Carlos won 7-6, 6-3. And they played at Wimbledon, which Carlos won 6-4, 7-6, 6-3. So Griekspoor hasn't won a set, but to be fair, almost all of their sets have been close. And all three matches have gone to a tiebreaker and have been not, like somewhat close. Griekspoor did win the very first match that they played. That was in a qualifying match in Montpellier, but that was all the way back in 2021, so it doesn't really count for much of anything. But there you have it. All right, we're going to get started up soon. All right, let me pull up the score. Say hi in the chat if you are watching. Don't be shy. Join in. All right, let me get everything going with the score so it looks good, so you can see the score. All right, 1 second. Cool. All right, cool. All right, Alcaraz serving first. Here we go. All right, Alcaraz steps up to the line at 15 all. Alcaraz with the serve. Serve goes out. Second serve from Carlitos. Down the tee. Back in return from Griekspoor goes out. 30-15. I think that Griekspoor and Alcaraz are both two of the most complete players on tour, which makes it a fun matchup. You can get some good rallies out of this. I expect that if Griekspoor can manage to make a match against Carlos close, then it has potential to be a very quality match to watch. I'm not even talking about how like good they're playing, but like it would be a fun match to watch, a competitive Carlos versus Griekspoor matchup. That backhand goes in the net though, 40-15. Big thing to watch is going to be the backhand to backhand, I think. Yeah, I'm glad I'm streaming again. It's been a minute. I haven't streamed since US Open. Where I did the final there, which was cool. Fritz versus Sinner. Back return, that's in the ground from Griekspoor, 1-0 for Alcaraz. But yeah, I haven't streamed since the US Open. Yeah, I actually went to Newport, Rhode Island, on a trip to Newport, Rhode Island. I was gonna go in July for the 250 that happens. That's now canceled. But the grass tournament. I didn't end up doing that just because things didn't work out the right way. But I went to the grass. I went to the Hall of Fame, the Tennis Hall of Fame, and checked that out. I went to the museum on 2 occasions. I feel like I saw literally everything that the museum has to offer. And it was so cool. Newport was a really nice city. Saw Tennis Hall of Fame. I actually got to play on the grass courts there. First time playing on natural grass courts, playing on the courts where the very first US Opens ever were played. People think that the way it is nowadays is the way that it always was. It's not. US Open has a deep, rich history starting in the 1880s, which kind of sounds like foreign and alien and whatever, but was a real time. Yeah, it started in Newport, then went to Forest Hills, and now it's in Flushing Meadows and Queens. So I've actually been to all 3 spots the US Open has been played and held over the last like month or so. So all 3 of those spots. But yeah, Newport was really nice. Backhand into the backhand of Alcaraz, backhand slice of Griekspoor. That goes out. Just the air in Newport felt so nice. And I don't know if anyone's been to Newport, Rhode Island, but there's a spot there called the Cliff Walk, which was so cool. So nice. The city was super cool. And such a tennis-centric city. You know, a lot of people big fans of tennis because one of the biggest things there is the Tennis Hall of Fame. So yeah, just super cool. It was a cool, and the grass courts are just. It was fun to get to play on a grass court. Usually, it's like $150 an hour to play on those grass courts. But my brother was playing a tournament there, and I wore all white. My brother lent me some of his white clothing, and I got to practice for free to warm him up. So it was really cool. I played for like an hour. I have video of it too. So yeah, grass I feel like suits my game, and it was really cool. It was really good. I feel like grass could be like one of my best surfaces to play on, if not my best, if I had more practice on it. I feel like I'm playing tennis well too. I want to play more matches, but I'm starting to play well, which is good. Happy about that. But yeah, Newport was fun. All right, 30 all. Griekspoor serving. Yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Type up one word in chat about how you guys are feeling. What's the mood? What's the vibe? One word. Give it to me. Forehand cross court. That's in the net from Griekspoor. 30-40. My word is sleepy a little bit, but we get it done. All right, 30-40. Serve out wide. Alcaraz gets it. Forehand to the forehand of Alcaraz, who hits it in the net. Deuce. You don't even expect Alcaraz to miss those shots, right? When he's pulled into a forehand, you don't expect him to miss those shots. He still can struggle a little bit sometimes, Alcaraz, on the forehand on the run, particularly the forehand cross on the run. But I mean, listen, when he's set up for a tough shot, a passing shot, you expect him to make it. So you really do. You really, really do. All right, deuce. Serve from Griekspoor. Back in Alcaraz. Back into Griekspoor. Forehand to Alcaraz. Forehand to Griekspoor. Cross court. Forehand to Alcaraz down the line. Back into Griekspoor. Cross court. What shot? Backhand. Alcaraz is there with a slice. Forehand cross court. Forehand to Alcaraz. Oh, of course he was going to do that. Of course he was going to do that. Get out of here. Get out of his face. Advantage to Carlos. Alcaraz. 1-0 add. Big shot down the line. Griekspoor played a good shot too. No reason. I mean, it wasn't a bad approach. I thought it was a good play to come to the net. Opened up the court beautifully. But Alcaraz missed that forehand pass once. He wasn't going to do it again. Griekspoor couldn't return it over the net. Hits the racket, but it's in the ground. Misses the first serve. It's going to take some confidence away, that deuce point. There's no doubt. And there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Confidence. He just felt like he had to push too much there, Griekspoor. Hits a forehand error. Long. 2-0 for Alcaraz. Alcaraz. And people, you mentioned confidence in tennis. Everybody thinks it's like trivial and corny and stuff, but like that's all there's so much of the game, especially at the highest level. I think is a lot of it is based off that, because you get into a certain rhythm in tennis, and confidence affects every single kind of little part in that kind of rhythm and tempo that you get in tennis. You need like a good mental rhythm to get into, and if you don't have that confidence, then you're going to snap out of that rhythm and the other person's going to pounce. It's all about having a good rhythm, the ball going back and forth and you finding the right patterns for yourself. All right, 15 love for Alcaraz. It's about a lot of other stuff too, but it's about confidence. No doubt. Backhand, that's in the net. 30 love. Alcaraz doing Alcaraz things early. It's looking like it could well be his best indoor swing, Alcaraz. There's a lot of things going for him. He hasn't played as much. This is something that I've thought about very early on. He hasn't played as much, if you look at his stats, going into this part of the season as he has the last few years. Last year was ridiculous. Last year he played so much, it was ridiculous. This year it's not the same thing. And he played well at Davis Cup. He played well at Laver Cup. So he's doing good. He's doing good for himself. 40 love. He is still playing a lot in terms of he's playing exhibitions and stuff, to be honest, too, which he doesn't need to do, but is what it is. Kick serve, back in a Griekspoor, way up high, forehand of Alcaraz, crushed it, but it goes wide. Tried to go for a statement there, Carlos, but got a little bit greedy. 40-15. But I will say this. I'm excited about the fact that Alcaraz and Sinner are so complete across all the surfaces. Like, it feels like they're keeping the big three thing alive of it doesn't matter where they're playing, they're going to be tough. And that's exciting in itself because it hasn't always been that way for the greats. But it feels like Alcaraz and Sinner, they're in a good way because Sinner is fantastic on clay, and that's probably his worst surface. And Alcaraz is playing pretty good on indoor hard courts if you're watching Laver Cup. So, although those were slow as hell, but still. That wasn't always the case. Sampras was not that great on clay, That's something I've been enjoying watching recently is a lot of classic matches. That's fun to watch, going over classic matches and stuff like that, matches from back in the day. Like I've been watching Laver matches, Sampras matches, Celis matches, Graf matches. I don't know, and trying to find super old matches too, like from like the 40s and the 30s. Like those guys were good too, Like it's still fun to watch. We don't have good footage of it, but like some of it. But there's some good footage out there of other particularly like 60s, 70s, 80s. Like 80s already obviously have great footage. $3-0 for Carlos. All right, I'll be back in 1 moment, guys. All right, Griekspoor here serving at 0-3, love 30. Very quick start for Alcaraz, and it's not going the way Griekspoor would have dreamt it up at all. It just feels like Griekspoor's come out flat. Guy doesn't hit with that much topspin, but he's come out flat. 4 in cross court, 4 in a Griekspoor. I goes out. Love 40. Jeez. It feels like Griekspoor hasn't, like, I don't know. It just feels like Griekspoor came onto the court with the completely wrong mindset. Feels like he was like all out of whack mentally. Like, just feels like he's not in the zone or in the rhythm. I mean, he's completely lost the plot. Love 40. I mean, this has got to be one of the best chances for Alcaraz to have one of the. Oh, what a forehand return. Easy stuff for Carlos. Get that away from him. 4-0. Carlos will dominate you and he'll make it look good, which makes it worse by a lot. So I should say group diamond. What is group diamond? What does that mean? It's not like they're playing in groups in this tournament. It's just singles elimination. What is group diamond? Is that what it said? Is that group diamond for the court? What does group diamond mean? I'm investigating. The main court named Diamond Court. But why did it say group diamond? Is that what it said? Well, apparently the main court is called Diamond Court, but I'm pretty sure it's a group diamond, whatever that means. 15 love Alcaraz. He's winning the majority of points in this set as well. What a backhand on the defense. Forehand, inside in. That, I mean, it's just a ridiculous level from Alcaraz. Playing the court like it's a playground. He's so fast, Carlos. I mean, it comes out in backhands like that one. It's obvious, and it's not, I've said this before, but it's not always the full sprints. Like, those show how fast you are too, but speed sometimes, like in Djokovic's instant, counts more for the shots, like in, just every shot, All right, serve here from Carlos. The backhand of Griekspoor. It's in the net. 40 love. 40 love. Carlos is cruising so far. If there was ever a chance, I'll say this. If there was ever a chance for like a crazy, like 6-0, 6-1 scoreline or something over a player as good as Tallon Griekspoor, this might be it. I'll say that. I still feel like Griekspoor is going to pick it up a little bit. I'm expecting maybe like a 6-0, 6-3 scoreline. Maybe like 6-0, 7-5 or something crazy. Like, that's happened before with Alcaraz. Like against Lajovic in Miami last year. Or was it a couple of years ago? I think it was last year. Forehand, Carlos gets it. Forehand cross court, Carlos gets it again. Backhand. Oh, Carlos, they get a racket under it. Carlos is so fast, but he doesn't quite get it. Hits the net. 40-15. Does not quite get it. He is fast, though. I mean, Alcaraz might be the fastest person that's ever played. There's a very legitimate argument that he is. I mean, even if not in like a full sprint, like just in terms of getting shots on the court. I mean, look at like young Rafa, young Fed, Monfils, Demonor, Chang, but he's got it. I think Alcaraz is the fastest person that's ever played the sport. Because he does some things on the court that I've just never seen. Particularly in regards to speed. Like, I think he's the fastest person that's ever played the game. Gael Monfils is really and young Rafa. I mean, young Rafa maybe even more than Gael, to be honest. I don't know. Those guys are up there. Demonor is up there. Everybody I just said, but I think Alcaraz is a good shout. Yeah, not a super great or exciting match so far. That's for sure, but we move. Serve out wide, back in Carlos. That goes out. 15 love. Can Tallon at least get on the court? Can he at least get on the court? Can he get on the court? I don't think he's on. He's shown up yet. Can he get on the scoreboard? Is what I meant to say. Forehand down the line, backhand cross court, back into Alcaraz, backhand slice of Griekspoor. Goes into forehand. That's shanked out. 30 love. That's a shank there. Forehand shank. Guy who looks like Dominic Monaghan watching in the crowd. Don't know what that is in Tallon's box. That tracks that there'd be people from maybe the Netherlands in Tallon's box that look like Dominic Monaghan. Kind of the blonde haircut. You see that a lot in the Netherlands. What a return from Alcaraz. Cross court. Huge, huge return. I mean, that's a good sign for Alcaraz, to be honest, for an indoor hard court. Return quality 9.6. It's very, that's what it feels like. Oh, he goes for another one. Why not? His return is on. His return is in the zone, Alcaraz. So he might as well have gone for that. But this Griekspoor's serve was a little bit too strong there. 21 minutes of play. We're at 5-0, but Griekspoor has 2 game points. Forehand to the forehand of Griekspoor, forehand of Alcaraz. That's in the net. Griekspoor gets on the board. Not going to get bageled today. How many bagels has Alcaraz won? I wonder. It doesn't feel like a whole lot, right? I mean, it's not like he is so reliant on his own serve. Like, he can get broken as well. And it like, I don't know, Alcaraz, for as good as he is when he's at his best, it doesn't always, his lows are low, Alcaraz. Like, he has high highs and low lows. That's just the way it goes. And yeah, I don't know. Does it usually sustain for a whole set like that? It can. But to the point where it gets to a 6-0 set, I don't feel like he's won that many bagels. I remember a few, but I almost feel like Sinner has won more bagels than Alcaraz. Sinner is a bit more meticulous or what's the word? He'll kind of just, he's like a more of a robot. Like, he'll wear you down. If that makes sense. Back. Oh, what a this ridiculous forehand volley. That's in the net. That was what a point there. Very quick shots in succession. That's why they pay these two the big bucks. But some ridiculous shots. They're not going to show Okay, good. They actually showed a replay. Ridiculous sliding back in from Alcaraz. If that was a winner, that would have been on tennis TV. Griekspoor had a great forehand squash shot retrieval. And Alcaraz just probably didn't expect that good of a shot from Griekspoor. Thought he would have an easier shot to close. And just didn't really stop his momentum while moving forward. Just overran the ball, really. Moving forward and, hit down on it and didn't clear the net. Got overexcited, maybe. All right, 30-15. Serve back into Griekspoor. It's in the net, 40-15. Serve Alcaraz. Back in Griekspoor. It's in the bottom of the net. Alcaraz 6-1. First set to Carlos. Great set. Yeah, I was going to phase on. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that stuff. And please don't forget to share around all the content that we put out, all streams, and the like that we put out on the channel. Like I said earlier, the head-to-head here is 3-0 for Alcaraz. Their matches before have been relatively close, but this one is not close so far. In Paris, the Olympics, that the last match that they played, the score was 6-1, 7-6. So the second set might be closer. The first set there was also a breadstick, but I don't know. We'll see. Alcaraz 100% first serve points won. Looking at the stats. Oh, I don't know if that's accurate, but 0 winners, 12 unforced errors for Tallon. That's brutal. Even if that's true, I don't feel like the stats guy should have wrote that down. The stats guy is being, you know, a bit rude to Tallon there, even writing that. You don't need to say it. You don't need to say it. That's brutal. You know? That's like it's like the thing. Even if it's true, don't say it. Because it's mean. Saying the truth is often the meanest thing you can do. Zero winners, 12 unforced errors. Jesus. Let's see if Griekspoor can get a quicker start here. It just felt like Griekspoor didn't even show up to the court. So if he can, like, you know, at least play... Well, Alcaraz played great. But I would say it felt more like Griekspoor played a bad set than Alcaraz played just completely out of his mind. Alcaraz playing great. He's playing the way Alcaraz does. Amazing. That's why he's a worldwide star now. But Griekspoor is not even playing, you know, he's not shown up. Serve from Griekspoor. Back in, that goes out. I expect this to be a closer set. I'll say 6-1, 7-5 for Alcaraz. I'll predict that this set goes 7-5. My gut tells me 6-4, but I'm gonna go 7-5. I think this set will be closer. Back and cross court. That goes out. 30-15. Let me know predictions in the chat of what the score, this set's score is going to be. You'd hope for a closer, better set than that. We had some good rallies in the first set, to be fair, but not even that many. So, Alcaraz went for it. Speaking of good rallies and shots, that was... Oh, Alcaraz had it too. That would have been ridiculous. Alcaraz inventing new shots all the time that have never been done before. That would have been one of them. As he stretches, slides for a backhand from one corner to the other, but he misses it wide. Forehand goes out. 1-0 Griekspoor. Hey, how's it going, Sam? Good to have you in here. How come not a single chat yet? Yeah, I don't know. I always enjoy the streams more when we get a lively chat, have people chatting up, have people talking in the chat who I can respond to. So I appreciate you chatting. It's always makes it more fun for me. How are you doing? Easy win for Alcaraz, yeah. Yeah, it's been all but simple so far. I agree. What's the draw looking like? What's the draw looking like? The crowds are always good in Beijing. I like this tournament. Shanghai has always been potentially my favorite. It's one of my very favorite Masters tournaments. I mean, Rome Masters is hard to beat. Rome is like the clay is so nice. Rome is always nice. Rome and Monte Carlo. I love those two tournaments. Madrid is more take it or leave it, but Rome and Monte Carlo are always nice. Those are hard to beat, but Shanghai is, I think it's my favorite Masters. It used to be as a kid. I love that tournament. So winner of this one takes on Karin Hachnoff in the next round, who took out Cerundolo in 2 tiebreaks. I feel like Alcaraz is not going to mind that at all. Then he's got Medvedev or Kaboli potentially in the, I guess, what would that be, semifinals? That'd be interesting. That potentially Sinner in the final. So can finally get another Alcaraz Sinner final. That would be great. We haven't had one since Umag. And we haven't had one in a 500, 1,000 slam. That's what we need. That's what tennis needs. For an Alcaraz inside in for a winner, 40-15. Yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Sam. When is Shanghai starting? October 2nd, maybe? I love the Asian swing. Exactly. It's always fun. There's something fun about it. The crowds are fun. I love the courts, the faster courts. Like, fast courts make for good shot making and fun rallies. I was saying earlier on stream, Sam, but I got a chance to go to Newport, Rhode Island, where they have the Tennis Hall of Fame. So cool. And I got a chance to play on the natural grass courts there, which obviously play a little bit quicker. I mean, not like lightning fast, but fast. And yeah, it's just something about fast courts, like grass courts, indoor courts. It's so fun because you have to improvise, and it makes it super fun. Something else fun about that trip too is somebody, the person who I was rooming with at that tournament was a professional tennis player, which was really cool as well. I got an interview with him as well. Guy called Joseph Bishop, ATP Pro, which was cool. Forehand volley, that's in the net, left 15. He was playing a tournament at that facility at the time. Yeah, being the only 1,000 master tournament in Asia, I love it. Shanghai too. Yeah, I mean, listen, the more like, I feel like ideally we should get masters tournaments across like more continents. Like, I feel like tennis being so global is to its strength. So getting one in like South America is something I hope we get as well. I mean, we could get one in Africa. You know, like, I mean, South America would be amazing with the crowds. What a return from Alcaraz. This is one of the best returning performances I've seen in a while. Alcaraz is obliterating Griekspoor's serve, just taking it as if it's nothing. It was right on top of it. 33 minutes in. We could be out of here in well under an hour. Or at least under an hour. Love 30. Griekspoor's come out flat, though. He's flat as a pancake. My 7-5 prediction might not even be close if Griekspoor doesn't pick it up here. It's another great backer return. That's a slice into the net. It's not good enough for Griekspoor. I mean, Alcaraz is playing good, but Griekspoor is playing like he's not even like he's not even a top 50 or 60 player. Or, he's just not. Like Alcaraz, a lot of it is to do with Alcaraz, but Griekspoor is better than this. It's not like he usually plays like a top 5 guy, but come on. 1540, it's a good start. If he could get out of this hole, then we start talking. All right, another serve here from Tallon. Four into Alcaraz, 4 into Griekspoor. 4 into Alcaraz, down the line, back into Griekspoor. 4 into Carlos. Back in. 4 into Carlos, big. 4 into Griekspoor, sliced. 4 into Alcaraz, too good, solid. Didn't go for too much with the forehand, just enough what he needed. 2-1. I mean, I can't expect that Alcaraz's box has much of anything to complain with Carlos about for after the match. The Griekspoor box has loads that they'll tell to Tallon, but and I think they'll particularly work on his serve, honestly. But in terms of Alcaraz, I mean, the box isn't going to say anything but good match, and then they're going to go right back to joking around and exploring Beijing. They'll have nothing to say. Khachanov also, I think, is a good matchup for Alcaraz. Medvedev is a good matchup for Alcaraz, although it's going to be a little bit interesting on indoor hard courts. But Medvedev's won Beijing, yeah? Is that one of the 20 or whatever 21 tournaments that he's won? I mean, he's won most of those are like hard court tournaments. So he's won like almost a majority of the hard court tournaments that are on tour. Maybe not even almost, just he has. So I expect that he has. I don't remember. Looking into it. No, I think, okay, so I don't think he has one. Beijing. Oh, yeah, well, he wouldn't have had much of a chance to, I guess, because it only came back last year. He would have had a chances 2018-19, but he didn't win it, so. Okay, so Medvedev hasn't won Beijing. So this is the one, this is his chance to win a tournament he hasn't won before, I guess. I don't know, I'm kind of secretly rooting for Medvedev then, I guess, because, well, I'd say secretly, and then it's not much of a secret if I say it, but yeah, I mean that's a hilarious record that exists that Medvedev hasn't won the same tournament twice. So chance to extend that record. All right, 15 love for Carlos has been all but smooth sailing. Always fun to watch Carlos though, but Griekspoor is annoying the hell out of me, to be honest, because he is so far below his best level. I mean, at Griekspoor's best, this is what okay, let me explain what Tallon Griekspoor's best is. Tallon Griekspoor's best is being like, Jesus, this guy can play. Like, he can really play. And you'll forget it like 2 days later. You'll be like, oh, he's good. But like while you're watching him at his best, you're like, this guy can play. And then he like loses a close match to a top player. Or like he loses in like 2 close sets to a top player. That's Griekspoor. You're like, wow, this guy's talented. He can play. This guy's so good. He's complete. He can play. And then you forget about it. But because he loses. But at least he gets to that level. He's just not even at that level, you know? Alcaraz has won 11 of 12, last 12 points. I just feel like Griekspoor has come out so flat. Serve Alcaraz, good one down the tee, forehand, drop shot. Yeah, easy as you like. I mean, Alcaraz owning the tennis court. It's not two-person property at the moment. He's bought it for himself. 3 games away from the victory and getting into the quarterfinals. It's not an 1,000 or a slam. We don't have that many rounds in this tournament. Already quarterfinals against Hachinov. Alcaraz is 3-0 against Hachinov as well. Similar record to against Griekspoor. He hasn't dropped a set against Hachinov either. It's hard for me to imagine him dropping a set against Hachinov, to be honest. Although I will say this, all 3 of their meetings have been on clay. Hachinov will have a much better chance on any other surface than clay. Much better chance. And their last meeting, he was up 5-2 in the second set there before Alcaraz came back, which Hachinov will remember for better or worse. But I mean, Hachinov has no chance. I don't see Hachinov having a chance there. Medvedev, I think, has some kind of a chance, but he also hasn't been playing that great. Medvedev for his best. That was a nothing shot from Alcaraz, which I think he's feeling pretty comfortable at the moment that he's not going to drop this lead. 30 love for Griekspoor. But yeah, I don't know. I can't. Hachinov can't hurt Alcaraz. He had Hachinov's like the guy who had like a 26 match losing streak to top 10 players. He's not a guy that has that many weapons that can hurt Alcaraz. He doesn't have any weapons that can hurt Alcaraz. Like, Alcaraz is too good for Hachinov. That's no real offense to Karin. It's just what it is. Yeah, South America, maybe Argentina would be a good place. They have some good tennis players. Also, I would love to see a tennis tournament in Denmark. Have we ever had a tennis tournament in Denmark? Yeah, I don't think we have. That would be cool. You know, Wozniacki has been a great player recently, getting a tournament with her, I guess, her influence. And are there other? I'm struggling to think of other players from Denmark, but yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, there's a lot of places that they could have a tournament, and I always support Argentina and how'd you say that? Tennis in Argentina. Like, that's great. So the crowds there are fantastic. I mean, they have such good players. Wozniacki. How did I forget Runa? I forgot Runa. How did I forget Runa? That's on me, but that's also hilarious that I forgot Runa. He's been forgettable recently. I can't believe I forgot Runa. For just a former world number 4 last year, beat Djokovic in a Masters final. Forehand from Griekspoor, it's in the net, 40-30. Denmark also has a very strong presence in badminton. Victor Axelsen is the Olympic champion, strongest European country in badminton. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't follow badminton. I follow padel, but I don't follow that many other racket sports that close. I don't really like watching table tennis that much. I would love to see Medi win a slam again, maybe in Australia. Yeah, I've been saying this. I kind of have Medi winning Australia, but he needs to go in with some momentum. I'll say this: if Medvedev has a good performance at the ATP Finals, I might have him winning Australia. I don't have him winning Australia yet because he's not playing that well. To be honest, I almost regret it the way that I said it. I don't have him winning yet, but I think it's at least I'm at least putting it down as a possibility. But I want him to show me some good level before he does it. Backhand from Griekspoor goes out. This is good from Alcaraz, just really digging his nails deep into this game. He was down 40 love, but doesn't matter. Yeah, I played a match yesterday morning. I'm on a 3-match winning streak, which I'm quite happy about. Actually, not even dropping a set in any of the 3 matches. Been playing well. I mean, you win some, you lose some, but currently I'm in a good way. Playing well. I have a good partner as well. These have been doubles matches, and yeah, I'm playing well. But yeah, I remember yesterday I had to dig deep in some games, and Griekspoor not able to dig deep in that game, and it's a double fault. So it's 6-1, 4-1 for Alcaraz with the double break. This is so easy for the Spaniard. So easy for the Spaniard. I think Griekspoor won tournament in Pune a few years ago, if I remember correctly. Yeah, was that right? He won a tournament in Australia. Might have been. No, was Australia? No, it was Pune, wasn't it? Like at the very start of the year. That sounds right. And he also won a tournament in the Netherlands on grass. And then he lost that final to Dan Evans in Washington. Strange ATP 500 final between Griekspoor and Evans. Two very talented players, but not a final you'd expect in 500, to be fair. After taking out Taylor Fritz in the semifinals, playing some of the best tennis he's played, Tallon Griekspoor. That was like around this time last year. It was a 250, I think. Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see Griekspoor back in a final, but I mean, right now it's not. He's not even close to the level he needs to do that. I mean, whether it's against Alcaraz or against anybody else. Just telling it as it is. It's not even close to the final that to a level of reaching a final. All right, serve here from Carlos. 2 games away from the win in about 5 minutes. We have been on court for 44 minutes. Alcaraz is already very close to the win. Dismantling a player that's been, I think, inside the top 20. I don't even know what Griekspoor's highest ranking is. Say Griekspoor's highest ranking maybe is like 22 in the world, but it could be like number 20 in the world or something, 19 or something. I'm gonna say 22, but number 21. That makes sense. That sounds right. I would love to see Tallon break the top 20 at some point, but yeah, we'll see. Griekspoor is quite good on clay courts. I'd like to see him have a good run on clay. Get to a clay master semifinal or final. So at least I can imagine it. Backhand down the line, forehand Alcaraz. That's in the net. Better shot from Griekspoor. 15 all. I mean, for Alcaraz match standards, this has been a pretty dull match. Yeah, I think he won Netherlands too. Yeah, on grass courts. Yeah, well, it was against Jordan Thompson, my boy Thompson, who I got a chance to see at the U.S. Open and also got a chance to interview in Atlanta. He got a chance to see a couple times in the U.S. Open. Oh, forehand volley. That's not good from Griekspoor. Good initial volley, but it was never going to work with the second volley. Yeah, it just feels like Griekspoor's confidence in this match is shot or something. He didn't enter the court, I think, in the right way. Like as soon as the match started, it just feels like he's not been in the right. Like, it just feels like he's either having a bad day or like, just feels like right. It's not like Alcaraz has taken it from him. It just feels like Griekspoor himself just started the match in not the best way. What a improvised volley, and that's a smash put away. Athleticism and reaction skills of Alcaraz. Crowd likes that one. Alcaraz has no worries in the world right now. It was a neck cord from Griekspoor, which Alcaraz hit like this, really close to his body. 45. Alcaraz serve is in the net. Second serve. Backhand. Backhand of Alcaraz. Forehand of Griekspoor. The forehand of Alcaraz. Backhand of Griekspoor. Forehand of Alcaraz. That goes out. 40-30. Another serve from Carlos. Backhand of Griekspoor. Forehand of Carlos. Too good. 6-1, 5-1. Easy as you like. Alcaraz cruising through. Yeah, in my match yesterday, it was awkward though because I like playing with my partner, but honestly, like he started having drama with the opponents where it was like he was starting to complain about the opponents and what they were doing, and it was so awkward for me because I felt like my partner was like in the wrong a lot. like he kept complaining at my opponents, who he didn't know before the match started. Wayward forehand from Griekspoor, it goes out. He's just pushing. I don't know why Griekspoor is hitting so many unforced errors, but it's like how do you handle that as a doubles partner? Like when your partner is like for no reason starting drama with the opponents, like saying stuff like, "Hey, if you be a bad sportsman, I'll be a bad sportsman to you," when they're not really even doing anything. I don't know. It was a bit wild. It's such an awkward moment. I don't know if you guys have been in that position where you're playing doubles and your partner is like making it a little bit awkward for you. But anyway, in general, he's a great guy, but it was awkward. My partner in yesterday's match. Alcaraz is cleaning up. Yes, he is. Yeah, I mean he's played a great match, but I mean Tallon Griekspoor, he hasn't really shown up, has he? I will say this: Alcaraz will be more than anything. He's played a great match, but he will more than anything be excited that he's returned extremely well. He served and returned extremely well, which is what you want on courts like this. But particularly his return of serve, I think he'll be quite excited about it. He's returned extremely well, Alcaraz. It's felt like that from the get go. Doesn't feel like Griekspoor is definitely quite at his spots a lot of the time. That was a great forehand from Alcaraz. It is shots like that almost almost impressed me more than even just some of the crazier shots, just because that's a crazy shot in itself, but it's like, I don't know, it just shows such a high level of tennis. The fact that Alcaraz on a shot like that can already hit a winner. Forehand inside out. Alcaraz is there because of course he is. Backhand slice, backhand Alcaraz, forehand drop volley. Goes wide. Griekspoor needed to make that. There's no way. That just sums up the match right there. Griekspoor has to make that volley. He missed it because he felt like he had to cut it so close because Alcaraz is getting every ball in the whole earth. He's running around the whole world. But anyway, he's getting everything, Alcaraz. Backhand return, forehand swing volley. Griekspoor hits a 160 miles per hour swing volley. Pure anger in that shot. Crowd likes it. Not that Griekspoor has any kind of chance to come back here, but deuce. We play on. Serve from Griekspoor. Completely not a good serve at all for serve. Second serve. Forehand. Alcaraz nearly makes a crazy return of serve, but crowd trying to get behind Tallon here. At least to win this game, I guess. Griekspoor goes to the line at advantage. Try to get to 2-5. Backhand. Okay, nice. At least he avoids a double breadstick. He gets out of the Alcaraz bakery. Didn't feel like ordering another pastry. Gets out of the bakery. 5-2. Don't forget to like and subscribe, by the way, if you haven't already. Don't forget to subscribe to QualityShot Tennis, QShot Tennis. Let me know as well, by the way, who you think is winning this tournament. I don't know, honestly. Sinner's got a lot of distractions off court. That's a crazy situation going on with Sinner and it's called WADA, I think. The anti-doping. I'm glad that it feels like Sinner is being treated like other players would be treated. Potentially. But I also hope that Sinner doesn't get suspended. I do feel like Sinner's doesn't deserve that in his case. and I hope that doesn't happen. It would be bad for tennis, just across the board. It would be bad for tennis. It's in the net, 15 love. Also, Zverev would be world number 1, which would be wild. I mean, nothing, not even taking in like it's just, how could Zverev be a world number 1 right now? Like, he's won 1 Masters tournament. It feels like he hasn't won anything else. 30 love for Carlos. Good forehand inside out. Like, if Zverev becomes world number 1, you know, like, that would be wild. With Alcaraz, with Djokovic having just won the Olympics, Wimbledon final. But, I mean, forget about Djokovic. Like, Alcaraz having won 2 slams in a Masters Olympics final, like Indian Wells, like, come on. Like, it would be a joke. Sinner, obviously. Backhand, cross court to the backhand of Alcaraz, backhand of Griekspoor, the backhand of Alcaraz, great shot down the middle, forehand Griekspoor, forehand of Alcaraz, that's in the net. This is just practice now for Alcaraz. I'm sure that's what he's treating it as. He should, because this ain't a match anymore. This is just hitting practice for Alcaraz. To me right now, it feels like Alcaraz is in the semis. I don't think Hachnov is going to have much to offer against Alcaraz. I feel like it's I mean, it feels like we're heading towards an Alcaraz Sinner final, and that's exciting, because I badly want to see one. It would be the first hardcourt final between Alcaraz and Sinner as well, which I think is notable. Backhand cross court, the backhand Alcaraz hits the tape but goes back in the side. I mean, that's, yeah, there you go. 30 all. 55 minutes of play. We already have 1 match point for Alcaraz. Can he bring up another, or will it be, I think, a first break point for Griekspoor, if I'm not mistaken? It just doesn't feel like he's had any kind of anything in this match, honestly. That's what the feeling is. Any kind of chances. Backhand, hits the tape from Griekspoor, forehand. Right back to Griekspoor, though. Lob, smash, or Alcaraz puts away the smash. It was close. It was tough. Another match point for Carlos Alcaraz for a breadstick and a lone duck. Match point for Carlos Alcaraz here. 10 seconds on the serve clock. Match point number 2 to get the win in Beijing over Tallon Griekspoor. Serve from Carlos. Serve. Oh, it's a second serve ace. That's how it deserved to end, to be honest. Feels like a fitting end. Carlos Alcaraz gets the win over Tallon Griekspoor in 2 sets, 6-1, 6-2. There you go. I mean, a brilliant performance from Alcaraz. He's fun to watch. A performance, no doubt. Very few holes to poke. No holes to poke in Alcaraz's game, honestly. Alcaraz is playing fantastic. Good to see on a indoor hard court. And yeah, there you go. Keep it going. Good stuff. Crowd cheering for Tallon Griekspoor. Yeah, I'm going to head out. All right, I appreciate everybody joining in for this one. Just completely dominant from Alcaraz. Griekspoor came out very flat. Alcaraz did what he needed to do. I'll try to stream and do more stuff soon. There's a lot of more stuff coming up with me. I haven't been that active in general for tennis stuff, but I'm hoping to start being much more active with stuff. So, yeah, anyway, I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys at the next one. See you guys later.
Bye.